Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, whatever. I'll use it on this webcam. So welcome to It's All About the Pop, episode 2, which I'll be changing from YouTube Live to StreamYard starting next month. Same with my wrestling show. My sports show is already on StreamYard. So Mondays, my wrestling show is this announcement. Monday is my wrestling show is gonna be on StreamYard. Thursday next week, It's All About the Pop is gonna be on StreamYard, and Saturday, and my sports shows every Saturday is on StreamYard. So all three shows will be going onto StreamYard starting next month in December. But this is episode 2 of It's All About the Pop. In this show, we're going to discuss Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four rumors, casting rumors. What else? Supernatural season finale series. We'll go over that. Star Wars, Mandalorian, and how is it tied into the sequels. If you watched the past Mandalorian episode, you would understand what I'm talking about. If you haven't, then when I get to Star Wars and Mandalorian, I suggest you don't watch that part. So let's get on with the show. Let's talk Deadpool 3. Now, this is not going to be a long subject. So Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be rated R, as it should be. Deadpool 3 has been there has been quiet about that. Is it gonna happen since Disney buying the assets of Fox? Is Disney interested in making a Deadpool 3? I mean, would Deadpool end up in the MCU or whatever in some way, some capacity? It looks like Deadpool is going to stay away from the MCU because they want to make this a rated R movie, and the MCU is a PG-13 kind of anthology. I guess you could call it. No, not an anthology. Universe. I'll call it a universe where it's PG-13 because they want the kids to come, families to bring their kids to watch the MCU. They want to watch them from Tony Stark, Captain America, Black Widow, Ant-Man. They want the children, the families, to bring their kids to see the MCU. They want movies. And Deadpool, since it's rated R, families cannot bring their kids to the movies. I remember Logan back in 2017, incredible movie. Hugh Jackman's farewell to that character, Logan. I remember it's rated R. Remember they decided that Fox decided to make it a rated R. I remember there was kids in the theater, and I think families did not know that Logan was going to be rated R. That's why. So now knowing Deadpool's going to be rated R, my families might be hesitant to bring their kids to see Deadpool. So that's why I think Deadpool's not going to be the MCU universe. If they bring it to the MCU universe, they have to water them down to a PG-13 kind of character, which can be done, I think. But he's better off as a rated R character. So yeah, Deadpool's going to be rated R. Ryan Reynolds is coming back. I don't know what the story is. It's been confirmed. It's in development. Maybe Cable comes back. I don't know. Some of the X-Men make an appearance again in the third installment of Deadpool. Maybe some MCU characters. I don't know. But I'm grateful that we're gonna see a Deadpool 3 movie sometime in the near future. I don't know when. There's no release date. It's just in development. They have to get the cast, and they got the writers. Who the writers are the ones who wrote for Ball's Burgers on Fox. Makes sense, but they have to get the cast right. Fill out the movie. They just got Ryan Reynolds. They gotta get producers. They gotta get the whole thing set. It's just in development. It just got the green light to go ahead with the film. Then all the other stuff have to come after. And so, yeah, Deadpool rated R 3. Deadpool 3 rated R. Now let's go to Fantastic Four rumors. Now this has been talked about for a while, for a couple of years, more recently than this past few days, but it's been talked for about 2 or 3 years. Once the Fantastic Four was, and Fox was bought by by Disney, the assets that include the Fantastic Four property, that the Fantastic Four of the 3 Fox assets, X-Men and Deadpool, they're most likely to go to the MCU first ahead of them. That's what I believe. That's what a lot of people believe. I mean, a lot of people would rather have the X-Men first because they're more popular than the Fantastic Four. But I believe the Fantastic Four would be better first because Reed Richards, they're scientists, right? They're a group of scientists, especially Reed Richards. They could come up with something and add into the cross-dimensional direction. The MCU looks like they're going with different universes. Doctor Strange's movie, Something Madness, Universe of Madness, something like that. I forgot the title, but Doctor Strange 2 looks like they're exploring into different universes, which is good. I like that. So there's been talk about casting rumors for the next Fantastic Four. They are, as you know, John Krasinski from The Office and a lot of other movies. Quiet Place. He's done a lot of movies. And you know, he's married to Emily Blunt, Devil's Reparata, Edge of Darkness, Girl on the Train. Mary Poppins 2. You know Emily Blunt. So they're married, obviously. They're married, right? So there's been talk. I believe they had talks with Kevin Feige. John Krasinski has been having talks with Kevin Feige that he would like to portray Reed Richards, and Emily Blunt's rumored to be Sue Storm. And this has been talked. This has been speculated for a while that John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are going to be Sue Storm and Reed Richards. Now, Emily Blunt, remember, the MCU wanted her to be Black Widow in Iron Man 2, but she had to turn it down because I believe she had other commitments to another movie, Gulliver Travels. I believe it was Gulliver Travels. I'm not 100% confirmed if that was the movie, but boy, I bet she regrets that one because that was a terrible movie. The cast was solid. Jack Black, Siegel, Emily Blunt, but the movie itself was terrible. But she had signed a contract for the movie, and she had to commit to it, and so she couldn't portray Black Widow. But I think we're pretty happy with that. Scarlett Johansson was a great Black Widow, and I think Emily Blunt, I think she would have killed it as Black Widow. But Scarlett Johansson is not a bad second choice, right? I mean, that was a great second choice if you ask me. So they're rumored to be playing the couple of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Let's see. I'm happy because, let's be honest, the Fantastic Four movies, 1, 2, back in the early 2000s, and the 2015 version, nobody liked. It didn't do too well. I think I forgot what year it was, 2002 version, 2002, 2003 version, where you had Jessica Alba, Sue Storm, Chris Evans, Storm, Michael Texas, Ben Grimm. I forget who the actor that played Reed Richards. They had Julian McMahon as Doctor Doom, and I hated that. Doctor Doom was terrible because the story was bad. Whatever. But I didn't think it was a bad Fantastic Four movie. Like the core of the how they got the powers and the costumes, that felt like the comic book Fantastic Four. Really, it isn't until the Rise of Silver Surfer, the 2005, which was a bad movie. And Galactus was like a giant cloud. You know what? They didn't need to involve Galactus and Silver Surfer in the sequel. They just didn't. It was not a good movie. Now let's get to 2015. I did not see the 2015 movie in theaters. I got no problem with Johnny Storm. Michael B. Jordan's Johnny Storm changed its color. Okay. Make it African American. No problem with that. If they want to do it, fine. The father, the Kate Mara's, what's her name? Sue Storm. I don't know the actor. Oh, I know the actor for Ben Grimm was Jamie Bell. They had Miles Teller as Reed Richards. Good actor, Miles Teller, very talented. Just that knows, and Toby Kebbell as Doctor Doom. And Doctor Doom in that movie was even worse, created even worse than the Julian McMahon Doctor Doom in the 2000s Fantastic Four. That was even a worse creation. That movie overall was bad. 2015 was terrible. Now I can see why MCU really wanted the Fantastic Four, because I believe they could fix They could fix the Fantastic Four, and they could fit them in the MCU into next Phase 4, Phase 5, whenever. I think it'll be Phase 4. We're going to get the Fantastic Four. And they'll get them right, because I have confidence in them that they'll get them right. They'll get the right director, the right writers. Finally, get the right cast, the right people to portray. I don't think it was acting, but I don't think it's actors' fault in the other movies, because there's some pretty good actors in that movies. Like, it's just, I think the writing and the storytelling overall was bad. But if they get the right story, right director, the actors, they got me blind and drunk because they're terrific actors. But you gotta have to make sure that they're acting the story that they're telling, that are being told by these actors, like the dialogue makes sense, the action, the story makes sense, and I'm confident the MCU will find the right people to fix, to make sense of the Fantastic Four, to get them right. Because Kevin Feige has done a great job of doing that with the MCU. Yeah, there has been some MCU bad movies, but most of the movies, terrific movies. I can name a few movies in the MCU that not haven't done good. Thor: Dark World 2. Okay, that's a good one. Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2 is okay. There's potentially other good movies, like Age of Ultron. Even I didn't think Age of Ultron was bad, but wasn't great. It was obviously the worst Avengers movie of the four. In my Avengers movies, I go Endgame. I know I'm getting off track of Fantastic Four, but if you get my idea, but if you get what I'm saying, you understand. I like Endgame the best. Not Endgame. I mean, like Infinity War, Endgame, the first Avengers, and then Age of Ultron. And most of the time, the Disney and the Kevin Feige has got the right people in place to direct solo movies of the characters, and then bring them all together for the Avenger movies. And I have confidence he could do that for the Fantastic Four. And I have confidence he could do it with the X-Men, because the X-Men movies, this is later, because the X-Men movies, hit and miss. X-Men 1 was good. I did like X-Men 2. X-Men 2 was very good. X-Men 3 with Jean Grey as the Dark Phoenix. Yeah, you're right, people. Not a good movie. And then we get to the Logan series. Logan, first one, his first movie is not good. I didn't mind the second one, but Logan, the finale in 2017, that was a great movie. The Wolverine saga, I guess, the Wolverine trilogy. That was a great movie to send off Logan, Hugh Jackman, and Patrick Stewart having one final farewell, reprising the roles as Wolverine, Logan, Wolverine, and Professor Xavier. That was a great movie to finish them off. But then we get to the what saga would you call it? The 4 movies from the 2011. So First Class, I did like First Class. I didn't mind it. And then you got Days of a Future Past. That was a good movie with Peter Dinklage as the main villain. You know, created a Sentinel program to detect mutants, right? And then you got Apocalypse. Yep. That's another movie that was terrible in the X-Men universe. I mean, especially Apocalypse. He didn't look menacing at all. He was arguably the most powerful mutant ever. And then you got Dark Phoenix, whatever. But like, I know some people liked it, but it wasn't a very good movie either. If the MCU, if Disney, Kevin Feige could find a way to work the mutants into the MCU and do the same, like, and fix them, like I have confidence they could fix the Fantastic Four. I think I have a better chance of fixing the Fantastic Four than the mutants, because I think than X-Men, because I think X-Men is a lot more complicated than the Fantastic Four to fit into the MCU universe. But I have confidence in that. So, and I'm looking more forward to WandaVision in January. This is the first year, obviously due to the world being shit right now, that no MCU, no Disney has put out anything related to the MCU. No movie and no TV show. Originally, we're supposed to get WandaVision in December. I believe it's going to be in December, but they pushed it back to January. So this is the first time in I don't know how long that we got nothing from the MCU universe coming out this year. Now, let's talk about Batman. So there's pictures of Batman in Batcave, and I think Manor being aligned. As you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman. Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Paul Dano is the Riddler. Andy Serkis is Alfred. Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon. John Turturro is Carmine Falcone. I think it's Falcone. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. So there's been pictures of that. And then remember, this film got delayed a couple times because of COVID and the shutdown of the pandemic, right? And Robert Pattinson got the virus. Sorry, I got a notification here. I got to dismiss. Because of the... But there's pictures, and that trailer from DC Fandom looked awesome. Can't wait till it comes out. March 22nd, which I think will be back in theaters by then, way before then. But I'm glad it's. I think that's a firm date. I think that date is going to be the day it comes out, and we'll be back by then. I guarantee you we'll be back in the theaters by March 22nd, 2022. Remember, the keyword is 2022. We'll be back in the theaters by then. I have no question about it. We're going to be back by then. Now let's talk Star Wars. Star Wars. So if you watched The Mandalorian last week, you would know that Mando had to go back to get repairs, right? Because the previous episode 3, nothing was really repaired. So he had to go back. Now you say Cara Dune is kind of the sheriff. I forgot what she was called, sheriff. And Kyle Weathers' character, they help win the town they're in after them saving it from Goth Gideon, I forget. From the season finale, it looks like they're in charge of the town. So he has to go get it repaired, right? So and obviously in that place they could repair his ship because that's where he originally is from, and where he got his bounties. So we know they go to a base, an Empire base, not a First Order base, not yet. Just because at the time the Emperor is dead, and you would think the whole Empire is dead, but when the Emperor is dead, you would think the Empire is completely gone for, which is not true. The Empire is still there, it's just not as powerful because they had no top-notch leadership in terms of the Emperor or somebody like Darth Vader. My guess at this time, Darth Median might be the top of the food chain right now. I don't know. Because it seems like when they go to the base to destroy, right? They thought it was a military base or some base of operations, but it turns out it's a scientific lab because they go into a specific part and you see test tubes and you see a specific life form body in there. Look a little bit look like a certain character in Star Wars sequels. That got chopped in half in The Last Jedi by Kylo Ren. And it's kind of gives some answers to Star Wars sequels because this is possibility that those clones might be failed experiments of what Snoke is potentially to be. What the Emperor remembers. The Emperor said in the last the Rise of Skywalker that Snoke was just a clone, right? And so in this episode, there's a bunch of failed clones. Eventually, you have to get it right. Maybe the reason they needed Baby Yoda, wherever Baby Yoda had DNA, blood, whatever, maybe that's what was the determining factor. Eventually, would be the determining factor that the clone would be right and Snoke would be born, and they get the right Snoke, the right creation of Snoke instead of these failed experiments of Snoke, because you could tell they're. I don't know how many years. This is the years way before the Force Awakens, but they want to get. But people want answers, right? People want answers. How did Snoke become created? How did the Emperor get the clone Snoke created? And it looks like the Mandalorian is going to answer that. And these are failed experiments, but eventually, it's gonna not fail, and you'll see Snoke, which we have seen. Snoke. That's what this past episode is. Now, for the future episode, episode 5, you have to go see Ahsoka because that's what both Katan said. Go search out Ahsoka because the idea is to bring Baby Yoda to the Jedi or to his race. So my guess is my assumption is I think the Yoda species has something to do with the Jedi. Not just the Yoda in the prequels in episode 4, 5, and 6, but way before that. Why else bring Baby Yoda to species into the Jedi? And he has to go search out Ahsoka, as Bo-Katan told him to. And Dave Filoni created Ahsoka, so that's why we didn't see her in episode 4, because it was not directed by Dave Filoni. In episode 5, it's reportedly directed by Dave Filoni, and so we're gonna see most likely Ahsoka this tomorrow as I'm making this tomorrow in episode 5, because that's his character, and obviously he wants to direct his character, which makes complete sense. I have no. If I had a character and I would want to direct my character too, even if it's one episode, and see what direction they take it from me there. And I think Ahsoka is going to be played by Rosario Dawson. So episode 5 tomorrow. Remember that? What's next? Let's see what's next. So let's talk about something that ended last Thursday, and that was Supernatural. The series. Supernatural had a series finale last Thursday, and this show went on for 15 years. Most shows don't even go for 2 or 3 years these days, let alone 5 years. And now, and average around 8, 9 now. But 10 to 15 years, I consider that a huge success. 15 years is amazing. I didn't think the show would go 15 years because I don't think most shows goes 15 years unless it's a soap opera, right? But I get props for going 15 years. Sorry, I'm checking my phone. Going 15 years. No, I didn't get a show. I didn't get into the show right away. I got into the show 5, 6 years ago. I streamed the episodes on Netflix because they have all the seasons on Netflix. So I got caught up pretty fast. The story is basically about Dean and Sam, the brothers, the Winchester brothers, hunting demons, angels, monsters, whatever. And I like how the show ended. The show ended with them at the end in heaven. If you haven't seen it, turn this off. In heaven, on a bridge, standing side by side. I like how that ending. Like how Dean got killed about midway through the series finale. Went up to heaven. Remember, since Jack, if you don't know, Jack, Lucifer's son, becomes a new god. He fixed heaven and everything, made heaven a peaceful place once again. So when Dean Winchester went to heaven, he was greeted. He was there. He saw Bobby Singer. Bobby Singer was like a mentor to him, like a second father to him. They had a beer together, and in heaven you could dream whatever you want. So you dream about his Impala, his car, his Impala. Took a ride, drives to the bridge. With Sam, the last half of the episode is that he grew. He decided to have a normal life. He found a wife, had a kid. He was there for his. As he got older, kid got older. The kid became a teenager, eventually an adult, and then to a point where Sam was very real and he was on his deathbed. His son said, "It's okay, you can go now." And Sam had a peaceful death, joining Dean in heaven, right beside each other at the bridge. One final time on screen. It was such a good finale. The brothers got peace in the ending, peaceful ending with each other, and spending heaven in each other, and they could spend heaven for eternity with each other for infinite amount of time. I said, and that's the finale. Well, it's just a good series. The villains helped made the show. Lucifer, Ramadan, Azazel. Azazel is the first villain in the first 2 seasons. You got Lilith, who's a loyal follower of Lucifer. She's the first demon. She dies so Lucifer could be released from the seal. The Ruby, who played Sam, was really loyal to Lucifer also. Then you got Castiel as an angel, not a villain, a person. You got the Leviathans, the failed experiment by God. You got Volnina, Crowley, both bad guys at one point, but eventually become good. Crowley kind of sacrifices himself. Same with Volnina, she becomes the queen of hell. But also, who are villains there? Michael from a different universe. You got Michael. I mentioned Abomination. And eventually there's Amara, the villain at first, but then she becomes kind of a good guy. She just wants to be left alone, enjoy life. And then God becomes the main villain. and rightfully so. God has to be the last villain of the show. Because God is obviously the most powerful entity in the show, and whether you believe in God or not, God has to be portrayed as the most powerful entity, right? And that's the perfect villain to end the show with. And the thing with God in this show, they didn't kill him, but it is something to him that he feels is like a punishment, but to us, it's not a punishment. They, Jack, Lucifer's son, kind of took his powers to become the new God, leaving Chuck. Chuck is his name. Chuck, the God, who's God, human. Now he's experiencing everything that a human is. He's gonna age. He's gonna get sick, but he's not gonna brush. He can enjoy human stuff too. He could go to sports games. He could go to concerts. He could enjoy food. I guess he could enjoy food as the God. Maybe he'll appreciate humanity more. We'll never know because the series is over. The show is over. But now he's human. Now he can feel like what it's like to be human. I think that was the point they're trying to make. And so, kudos to Supernatural, everybody who participated for going for as long as 15 years, 15 seasons, on a fun show involving the supernatural world of monsters, gods, angels, and demons. Now, something came up. There's a possibility that Godzilla, the King of Monsters, or whatever, the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, might be put on streaming. I don't know. I mean, it might be a good idea because Kong, King of Monsters, you couldn't really see anything, right? So that might be a right idea to put it on streaming. I think a lot of movies can be put on streaming. I think Wonder Woman 84 is going to pressure Disney with Black Widow. Black Widow's going to come in May. I do think things are going to be a little better in May in countries. I think a little bit better in the States. I think it'll be a little better in the UK, Europe. I think Australia is fine now. But I do think things will be better in May when Black Widow comes up. But if not, I can see them going to streaming. But I'm not sure if they're going to. I think they might give it a streaming. You're going to have Disney and have the Mulan kind of thing where you have to pay extra. But I think there'll be more successful with Black Widow because Mulan was not a very good movie. Didn't get in the critics 50-50 on it. But Black Widow is more hyped up as an MCU movie. It would do much better. You'll get more people to pay for it. The $35, whatever it was that Mulan had to make you pay. More people will pay for Black Widow than Mulan. And don't question me on that because it's it's true. So I think there's a chance Black Widow could go on Disney Plus, and then I think there's a chance it could go in theaters. But I don't know. Shang-Chi maybe go on Disney Plus too, possibly. I don't know when the Shang-Chi movie's release date is. I think it's after Black Widow, so there's a good chance we'll go into theaters. But what's the other one? The Eternals? The Eternals movie, right? I don't know when I think that was supposed to come out this year, but I don't know when it's going to come out in 2021. So I don't know about Eternals. But I hope soon get some answers. Okay, I'm going to stretch here. And I don't know. Pikachu is trending on Twitter today for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why Pikachu is trending. Let's just find out. Why is Pikachu trending? Let me find out why Pikachu is trending. I'll tell you why Pikachu was trending. I don't know why, but I'll find out. Rogue One is trending. Let's see why Rogue One is trending. Nothing's major about Rogue One trending. I don't know why it's trending. I like Rogue One though. I did like Rogue One. Remember? Oh yeah, there's. You would think there'd be a Star Wars movie. Remember, we got so accustomed to a Star Wars movie coming out in the winter, in December. What else is there? Oh, The Witcher is back to streaming. I'm glad for that. I like The Witcher. I always liked The Witcher series. Witcher 3 is great, the game. Now, let's talk about video games. Video games. So I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Xbox Series X and NBA 2K21 on the PlayStation 5. Yeah, I got both consoles. I just got a charger. Just like 10 minutes. I'll show you guys. 10 minutes before I came here. Here's a charger. Here's a charger. I needed this because I didn't have a charger for my Xbox controller. I had batteries. These are batteries, right? But I didn't want to keep putting in more batteries once they run out of energy. And then I have to eventually buy more batteries. You know what I mean. So, want me to open this? Let's open this on here. Because how do you open this? Charger. I needed this badly. PlayStation 5 controller. The Xbox Series X controller did not come with a charger. That's why I had to buy this. It's only $30 Canadian. If you're Canadian, it's $30. I don't know how much it's American. Probably like 25 or 20. So the Xbox X box did not come with a charger. But this PlayStation 5 came with a charger. Like enough. I don't know why. I think it's just a cash grab to make you get more money. So yeah, so I got my access. This came in literally 10 minutes early before the streaming was started. I'm glad it did. Because I'm very happy with it. Finally having. The thing is, I ordered this on the 15th of November. Last Sunday before this Sunday, and it just got shipped 2 days ago. Yeah, it took me about a week and a half to get this thing because it's shipped from the States. I didn't know it shipped from the States. I thought it'd be shipped from Canada. But I'm glad it came in. I was worried there for a second it wouldn't come. So I'm thinking of going on Xbox Game Pass because I have Game Pass. I got the Xbox Access Live, Xbox Series X, where I have to pay monthly, and if monthly, I get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, so I could download games and play them on my Xbox, PC, or phone. With Ultimate, that's Ultimate Game Pass. So I'm thinking of downloading some games like Final Fantasy 8, 7, and 9, but maybe some Halo or Mass Effect, Gears. I missed those. I don't know. What games do you think I should play and download to play on my Xbox Series X? There's a Fable series too. And next month in December, I'm thinking of getting not one of those games, but another game for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. For PlayStation 5, I'm thinking Cyberpunk or Spider-Man. Or I could get Spider-Punk on Xbox. Spider-Man on PlayStation 5. But I can't stream on YouTube with the Xbox unless I use my capture card, and that's setting it up. Oh, let's see. That's takes some time and so. Oh, with PlayStation 5, I could just stream onto YouTube, but I gotta find a way to use a camera from PlayStation 5 so you can see me playing. So, PlayStation in December, thinking of either getting Spider-Man or Cyberpunk. Maybe Call of Duty Cold War and or Watch Dogs. I don't know yet. So, what do you guys think? What games I buy in December and for what console? Tell me down below. And with that, I'm gonna say thank you, like, comment to Airing Entertainment down below. Comment anything. Tell me what should I do to improve. Thank you.